What's up, everybody? Welcome in to the Right Wager Podcast. It's October 2nd, 2018. I welcome you in here after an 0-2 day in soccer. And yeah, it sucks. What are you going to do? I have to keep betting because that's what I do. I'm a professional. I'm going to keep going. It rains, it pours, the snow, the winter sucks, but eventually get sunny again. And, I'm going to keep moving. It feels like I've had this conversation over the last month too many times, but all I can do as a professional is keep going. And luckily, Donnie Wrightside's found a way to, do well. And I hate to cut into that. At least I'm 2-0 in NFL. I need to get back to what I'm good at, and I'm not good right now. I thought today's games, I capped them particularly well. When I look at soccer, there's a lot you got to look at. You got to look at where the game is. You got to look at, who they've played. You got to look at what the travel schedules are. And to me, I thought this was a really good spot. Lyon was at home. And for me in soccer, I don't really care about a crowd. The fact that the crowd wasn't there didn't matter to me. It's the fact that they were at home and didn't have to travel. You look at the team Shakhtar that they played, they're a team from Ukraine who generally face a lot of bad sides. The one road game that they had played against a good opponent in their league, they had lost. They failed to score in 7 of 8 on the road. You can only cap so much. I can only cap it so much. Lyon had been on fire. They're a great team at home. They just beat Man City. They'd been flying high. They have a good group going forward with Fakir and Depay. They're a good team. And I thought the way that line was, I thought it was good value on Lyon. Shakhtar is a team that, in Ukraine, your Russian teams, I don't want on the road. I just don't want them on the road. And you know what? I thought it was capped perfectly. The other game, Newport County, I laid a little juice on it. I felt that it was a terrific spot. Newport 3 points back in the league against a bad side. Macclesfield Town out of 4 leagues is probably the worst team. They just came up from National League. They've struggled to score goals. At that stadium, Newport had 12 points, a good side. It was a travel day for Macclesfield. You're going into Wales. It's a tough place to go. I mean, how do you cap what goes on in these games? I can only do so much, and I'm not getting a lot of breaks right now. It sucks. As far as the record, it sucks. I mean, Handicapper Watchdog says it all. They track my plays, and that's where I would go. We track for 30 days on the site, Mike. If you want the whole season, you're free to go to Handicapper Watchdog and check it out. As far as that's concerned, the website tracks for 30 days. So that's where it reloads. And if you want my picks and what I'm on the year, you're welcome to check that out. So yeah, those were my thoughts, and I sent those out. Yeah, good luck, Jared. Take it easy, man. You gotta listen, Mike. I don't know what you want me to tell you. I don't run the technical side of the website. Go look on the Handicapper Watchdog. They check everything. I don't know what else you want me to tell you, Mike. As far as that's concerned, I don't understand what you want. Go look at the fucking Handicapper Watchdog, bro. That's all you got to do. It's very simple. It's a third-party verification. Thanks, Corey. Trying, bro. Thanks, Sam. Where's Guan White? I'm not sure. I haven't seen him on here today. What's up, Isaiah, Adam, James, Peter, Icon, Thomas, Samuel? Thank you. Appreciate that. But here's the thing, Jared. If you let 1 month – listen, if 1 month hurts all of you, you shouldn't be gambling. You just shouldn't. And if there's a capper out there that's told you they'd never have had a losing month, I would run far away. But you know what? During basketball and going forward, I'll murder it. Donnie Wrightside, he looked dead and buried, didn't he? But you know what? He's killed NFL. I mean, I'm not going to get in here on a soapbox and make excuses. We know what the plays are. They're not winning. And, look, I'll try to improve it. I'll do everything in my power to improve it. That's the thing. I got to face the music every day. If you go to your job and you work in a factory, wherever you work, I don't know, you're a realtor, whatever you do, you know, sometimes it doesn't go well. I have a different job. I have to perform and do well. And if I don't, people like Jared won't buy again. And he shouldn't buy, maybe he shouldn't buy my picks again. So as far as that's concerned, as far as Mike Warner obviously has some kind of axe to grind on the channel here. And I won't block him. He is free to say what he wants. If Mike, here's what I'll recommend. Like I told that other guy who never provided it. If you want to provide proof that you're a customer of ours, I'll gladly explain to you. And it actually states on the front page, Handicapper Watchdog Sports Handicapping Monitor. So again, if you want to go ahead and look those up, you're welcome to it. And again, if you want to provide proof that you actually pay for the picks, then I can actually talk to you. Other than that, I don't know you anything. What's up, Troy? Guan? There's Guan White. Somebody was asking about Guan White. Thanks, Bookie. I always try to provide good content here. Thanks, John. Thanks, Melvin. The worm's going to turn. Thanks, Shadow. Yeah, I mean, you got to keep putting the work in, man. It's tough. If you go work at a job, a lot of jobs you can just get by. You do what you got to do. You go home and you wait till the next day. Here it's different. I'm on the air. I got to be, and you know what? Most handicappers, they get the picks out and you don't see them. You've never seen them. You never heard them. You don't know what they look like. You don't know the real name. I make it a point to be out there. I want people to see me. I could have very well said today, I don't feel like doing this. I don't want to do it. I have other things I'm doing. I just did a show with Gabe, and I did a show with Donnie from 3 to 4. I don't get paid to do this. I do this because I enjoy coming on and talking to people here. It's fun. I could have said, I don't want to do it today. I don't want to face the music. I lost money too. Like I bet all these games. It sucks. But it'll turn. There's nowhere in the world where it rains every day, 365 days a year. Eventually, the shit will turn. Thanks, Troy. Appreciate it, man. Thanks, Jason. Thanks, Thomas. Once NCAA comes around, the haters, I don't care about haters, man. All these guys are they don't even have my picks. They just like to see other people fail. And that's a sad thing about life. I may not like other people. I may not like what they're doing, but I will respect them. They have a family to feed, and I'll never tell another man how to buy and spend his money or make his money. You don't do that. I respect these people. If they, any person that will get on the air and give a pick out, I respect. I might not like them. I might not like what they're doing. I might not agree with them, but I always will give them the respect and shake their hand for doing what they're doing because a lot of people don't do it. People like to see people fail. That's where we are as a culture. That's where we are as people. It's funny to watch people have trouble. It's funny to watch people fight. It's funny to watch people throw a cat off a house. That's funny to kids today. That's funny to this younger generation. It's funny as humans. Most people like to watch other people fail and don't lend a helping hand to help them. And some of the people, the internet is a fucked up, mean place. And for someone like me, it's real difficult because I want to go through the fucking computer and rip their hair out. And I had to really get past that when I first started doing this. Because you guys know, I'm a guy that I don't like to, I like to, be out there and approach these people. But they don't matter. They don't mean anything. And at the end of the day, when you win, you don't hear from them. They just like to see people fall down. I'm not like that. Like I said, I might not like you or do like what you're doing, but I will respect you if you get on the air and give out picks. It's hard to do. It's hard to maintain all this shit. So, there you go. It's called variance for those that have scared money. Get out. Otherwise, get with Right Wager. Well, listen, Adam. You're going to get your fucking – I'm going to give you my life. That's what I'll tell you. I'll give you my life. I'll give you the shows. I'll give you the passion. I'll give you everything. I'll do what I can do, you know. Of course, Guan. Listen, you know what's funny, Guan? Most of the people that complain, they listen to every show. They probably made a ton of money back in my picks over the years. But, you know, for a month, people want to jump down, you know. Exactly. Good point, Kyle. Well, again, sometimes you got to take care of business. Exactly. It happens, KG. Let's chat a little bit here. College football. I already put a play out. I love it. I'm not fucking making any problems. I'm putting the play out now. No waiting, no screwing around. I think this team will win the game. They're getting points. I'm on it. Let's rock. And then that will be the play. As far as tonight, NBA preseason. I've been watching some of this NBA preseason, and I've had some fun with it. I haven't really made anything. I'm just kind of tracking it, see how it worked. Let's look at last night. Let's see how the line fades would have worked. Okay, let's look at these games. Philadelphia. They opened 6.5 and went down to 6. Philadelphia is a public side. People don't like the Magic. Public was on Philadelphia. The line went down. So that would have been a play. That ended up pushing. So if you got 6.5, you were a winner. Knicks Wizards. Didn't really see a ton of action that really would have maintained this a play. I probably would have said stay away in this one. Pelicans Hawks. This would have been a stone cold play. No one wants the Hawks. People think this team stinks. No one wants them. People love the Pelicans. They think this is the regular season. Yet the line dropped 1.5 points. Hawks run away with it. The Kings last night, if this was the regular season, they would have been a play for me. People think the Suns, with all these young players, are a good team. They didn't play well in Summer League, and they haven't played well in the preseason. The Kings are a young team. They have some real young talent, and they have players that they're going to play for a while. They don't put these guys on ice generally. They would have been a play too. Kings and Hawks would have hit. Let's look at tonight. Let's not worry about what happened last night because that happened last night. Let's take a look here. We want to first, when we're looking at NBA, we want to isolate teams that people want to bet on. So we want to isolate the Rockets. We want to isolate the Celtics. We want to isolate the Lake Show. We want to isolate the good team, the Sixers. People like those teams. It's not sexy to back the Hawks or the Kings. People don't do that. So let's take a look here. Rockets. Many people don't like the Grizzlies. People don't like this team. People don't think they're going to score enough points. But the thing is about the Grizzlies, they've had, I think, 40 different rosters or starting fives over the last 2 or 3 years. They're not a good basketball team. But here's one thing that the Grizzlies do well, and it's defend. Aaron Jackson is a terrific, arguably the best defender in the class, in my opinion. And I look at this game, and I see this number has not moved. It's not moved an inch. The Rockets are a public side. People want to bet them. Let's take a look at public percentages here. Let's see where the real money is. Okay, actually, we're looking right now. There hasn't been a ton of action in this game. This game doesn't go off till 8 o'clock. If this line moves down, these are kind of spots I'd probably want to look at. Again, it's preseason. I'm really kind of just tracking these to see how they do. But here's another one. Lakers. People love the Lakers. 88% of the money is on the Lakers, or on the side. The line is actually went up 0.5 point. So that move makes sense. It's not going backwards. People like the Celtics. But in this point, they think maybe the Cavs can hang around. That one doesn't really add up. The card's not great. There's not a ton of great spots here. I don't see a ton of really one-way action. Maybe the Lakers. So it'll be interesting to see if that line, that didn't go off till 10:30. So we'll be interested to see if that line goes down to 2.5 or 2. You want to keep abreast of the Nuggets because the other night the Nuggets played the Lakers and it was a very similar situation. People like Lakers, first game for LeBron. And here's another thing about this game. This is the first home game for the Lakers. That place is going to be wild. If this line goes down, I'm gonna take the Lakers or the Nuggets tonight. I like this Nuggets team. I think this is a good basketball team. I think this is a team that will surely make the playoffs. They have some good young players, a nice group of veterans as well. I thought they had a nice draft. You look at their guard play. I mean, one of the problems that this team had was who was going to be the 2 guard. I think Malik Beasley's a nice little player. I like Monte Morris. Think he's going to be a fine point guard that'll back up for them. Yeah, Millsap and Jokic are solid. Will Barton's a great shooter. I think Vanderbilt down the road, keep an eye on him. Thomas Welsh can be a nice, kind of, four little jump shooter. One of the better jump shooters I've seen at the college level for a long time as far as bigs are concerned. This is a game for the Lakers a lot of people are going to grab. If this game doesn't go up, so if you don't see 3.5 or 4 in this game, that's a concern. I would take the Nuggets only on principle. Let's see what we got. Some comments here. Bookie Smash. I love my Rockies, but I just don't think they could pull it off tonight. That's a tough spot, isn't it? Three games in 3 nights in 3 different cities. An experienced team. Tough spot. I agree with you. By tonight, HDC. I'm sure you'll get an email. Contact Donnie. He'll help you out there. A lot of people coming in with some comments here. Let's talk Philly cheese. I think we have already. Thanks, Dean. Appreciate it, man. Thanks, Thomas. Yeah, those days are long gone, bro. Thanks, Adam. Yeah, I'm a big Temple guy. I got my season tickets ordered last night, so I should be getting them in the mail. Want to let everyone know, if you live in the Philly area, you live in Delaware, South Jersey, you want to come down from New York, I'd be glad to have you at a game. Won't cost you anything. All you got to do is get to Philly. I'll gladly take you to a game. I have nice seats right next to the student section, right next to the tunnel. Very nice view of the games. Got a nice schedule this year. It's Fran's final year. Should be a nice time down there. I think they're a team that can make the tournament. Should be a nice basketball team this year. We could talk hoops. We can chat. If you want to link up, we can surely do that. So get in my DMs if you have interest in coming to hang out. Won't cost you anything. Just got to get to the stadium. And again, that's in North Philadelphia, Lee Course Center. And I know there's a lot of people in the Philly area. Brian Rowe, Matt Abraham. If you're in the area, let me know. I don't because I don't care who plays. It's not about that. It's about public perception and what the public's betting. I didn't say the NBA couldn't be capped. I've never said that. I said it can't be capped the way people cap it. That's what I said. The NBA cannot be capped on a nightly basis on who's playing, who's not playing, stats, trends. That shit don't mean anything. It doesn't matter. You can only cap the NBA on line movement and fading the public. That's how you win in the NBA. At least that's how I think. If you have a way that you win, I would keep doing what you're doing, brother. How motivated will Temple be with the coach leaving? I think they have a good basketball team. Very good guard play. Went out, and I think you have another year with these bigs. I think you have a better year from them. I think they'll play fine. They like Fran. Listen, they don't read the press clippings, a lot of these kids. But the alumni, the ticket people, they're pissed off. Fran, it's time to move on from, and they're going to do that. It's the last swan song for him. He's been a good coach. Just the last couple of years, it hasn't worked. He's too behind. Thanks, Skooma. What's up, man? I know people ask a lot of you, but can you do your Ed Orgeron impression? Well, we got a big game this weekend. We're headed down to Florida to take on the Gators. We're going to definitely stop. For sure, we're going to stop. And Oxford get chicken on a stick. We're very excited. We had a couple of them. It's funny, Adam. When we win our games, we've had chicken on a stick every time. That's what we do. We got to go see our boys in Oxford before we go down to the game. Joe Burrow playing well. Put Hancock come up. We're playing well, though. I'd buy Big Man a steak with only cheese and onions. Good job. You're totally right. That's what you do, brother. What's up, Danny? Preseason comes down to the bench. I've been using Summer League data and been doing well. I think that's a great point. Good point there. And I actually did quite well in Summer League. So I would agree with that. It's very similar. The only thing is you're getting here's the thing though. What people do is, and I think you can use this to your advantage because a lot of people that bet the NBA will say, well, they always think that some of the big boys are going to play a difference. LeBron did play a difference in that game the other night. He didn't play long enough. People overrate how long they're actually going to play. When you're right, KG, it only comes down to the bench and what those kids are going to do. You're going to get a good game out of them. But people overrate these numbers. I mean, I'm telling you, that Laker game, people, they'll start seeing a ton of money come in on the Lakers. It's the last game at night. Baseball will be over by then. There's no football tonight. People are going to be licking their lips. LeBron at home, first time. They'll overrate that. Thanks, Adam. Yeah, yes, I know. Here's the thing. The California cheesesteak, I understand, is a thing. What my point was in the argument was, and I said this on the 3 o'clock show on the radio, I get that. I get it as a thing, and I get that it's a condiment. But when you're from real Philadelphians, don't do that. That is not a capable way to order steak. That's like saying you want Swiss cheese on a cheesesteak or ketchup. I don't do that. To me, a steak is the roll. I don't want the steak chopped. I want it sirloined. I want onion, and I want American or provolone cheese. Whatever I'm in the mood for that day. Because I like a little sharp provolone once in a while. And I guarantee I'm going to the game on Sunday. I'll be at Eagles-Vikings. I'm going to go see my boy at Steak 'em Up, 11th and Shunk, my boy Mikey Lane. I'm going to get him to do a video, and I'm going to tell him the proper way. He'll tell me the proper way. I'm going to go see my boy Anthony over at Anthony's. One of the best steaks in the city, Juniper and Oregon Street, Juniper and Oregon Avenue, and I'm going to talk to really everybody, because if you're real, and those guys are stone cold from South Philly. My boy Anthony's from 10th Street his whole life. If you're living in this area, if you're within 50 miles of Philadelphia, you do not get lettuce on a cheesesteak. You just don't. It's not from that food group. You don't. You put lettuce and tomato on a hoagie or on, on a taco or something. I don't think it is. Now, they may do it down at White House, down in Atlantic City. That might be their delicacy, but it's not normal. Tomatoes aside, lettuce on a cheesesteak is unholy. Agreed. Let me see what else we have here. Want to comment on some things. We'll get in some college football. If you have any questions, feel free to send them in, guys. College hoops. I took a little question answer session last night. Got a lot of people. I try to get through every one. I may have missed one or two. I'll try to do that more frequently. That was fun. Kind of getting to know some teams. That you guys care about. If you have any others, feel free to send them in. Any college football. We got Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, which I'm very excited for. Big heavyweight guy. We want to talk about my workouts today. That would be fine. Whatever you want. Thanks, Kyle. I may not always agree with you, but I know that respect, the hustle, and focus. Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate that. What don't you agree with me on? I'd love to hear that. I always love to hear what people don't agree with me on. Is Bill Self a great coach? I mean, I guess it's, what do you consider a great coach? I don't love any of the big coaches. I think they're all good coaches. I think they have a talent, and they might be able to do something that I can't. But we have to remember also, though, they're getting the best players. I mean, Bill Self gets some of the best players in the country. Same with Coach K, and same with Roy, and same with, all those guys. I look at it this way. If you can go to a team, and one of the reasons I think Mark Few is the best coach in the country is because he literally has done everything. He's went to a program that it was a nobody. He got people to know who this team was. They're now a perennial power, and he doesn't get the best players. That is a coach to me. A coach is, what can you do for me after I leave basketball? Can you teach me to be a man? Can you teach me to be a good human being? That's what I look at. That's what a coach is. A coach isn't someone that just gets the best team, babysits them, they win a title, and they're a great coach. That's not a great coach. A great coach is a guy like, Chris Holtmann. Chris Holtmann has been able to go to every different place he's went and succeeded. Jury's out on a lot of guys. I think Archie Miller's a great coach, and I think you'll see that. But you got to give them some time. Do I think if Bill Self went to IUPUI right now, do I think he'd immediately make them, a title contender? No. Kansas doesn't win their titles because of Bill Self. They win the titles because they get the best players. And would I incorporate Bill Self as a great coach? No, not to me. But my way of thinking on coaches is a lot different than others. Most people think I'm nuts because I don't have Duke in the top 3. Duke are a very good basketball team. I'll never knock them. And on the surface, they may have the most talent in the country, but that doesn't always work. It very actually rarely works. So again, it's easy to say, "Oh, I love Duke. They're the best team in the country." Well, they're not though, because they have a lot of holes. How can I not love UNC? Because they don't have a point guard. That's why. Duke didn't have a point guard last year. How'd that work out? Didn't work out. You need a floor general. UNC don't have one. And people, they have Zion Williamson. Was Zion a good player? Because you've seen him dunk on camera and he just gets more love than everyone else? Has anyone ever seen RJ Barrett on camera? No, because he doesn't do those kind of things. So no one cares. It's not sexy to watch people shoot jump shots and cook people. Zion dunks, so he's a great player. He's not, though. He dunks, and he's a freak athlete, and he could be a great player. I don't know. I don't see it, though. I don't think from a basketball perspective, I've not seen him shoot a consistent jump shot. I have not seen him put the ball on the ground and dribble it, into the paint and make something happen. And I haven't seen him against high competition. Plus, I think his weight's a problem. If he went to the NBA now, he'd be the second heaviest player. He's a freshman in college. That's a concern to me. A lot of those are concerns. Yeah, it will be a good game, Mitchell. I'm from El Paso, and I will not get lettuce on a steak. Oh, good. I'm glad we're on the same page, Ortega. What's the trick with the Ravens -3? I don't think there is one. I would bet them. I think that's a good spot. I worry about the rookie quarterback against a quality defense. Generally doesn't work out well. And the Ravens are a good team. They might get in a future with that group. They're a really good football team. They now have that offense working well. Would you be a supporter of UTEP and New Mexico State in the Mountain West? Yeah, I would be. I would support that. Sure. UTEP's a solid program. Tim Floyd did a nice job there. Now they got Rodney Terry there, who's making them, I think, into a competitor. But if I was UTEP, I would stay where they are. They can compete. They can win. Win your conference a few times first. New Mexico State, I'm not sure about that. Thoughts on Alabama and Arkansas? Arkansas, until they play some defense, I have no interest. Lost a lot of players this year. Gafford's back, which is great. And I think that the locals are starting to get a little restless with Mike Anderson. The defense just hasn't been good enough. And they basically made it a point to not play defense. Lost a lot of talent last year. You lose Barford, Macon. I don't see it. And again, I mean, some of these teams, you can replace talent because you'll always get good players to come in. But defense is something you either you agree to and you deal with, or you don't. And a lot of these kids don't want to play defense. Again, it's not sexy to play defense. I want to go down and dunk, and I want to do all that kind of stuff. But you look at this Arkansas team. There's just not an influx of talent like normal. Now Alabama, on the other hand, I like Alabama. I think Alabama is going to be a solid basketball team this year. You look at kind of what they've got on the surface. Avery Johnson. When will he be able to? This I think is his third season there. And you look at some of the talent he's got coming back. Dante Hall's a man down low. He's a good basketball player. I like Riley Norris, kind of that swing 2-3. Daniel Giddens had some good minutes last year, and you have his son playing point guard for him. Herbert Jones showed you some good things. This is the same team, except they don't have Colin Sexton. But I like what they did. They bring in Tevin Mack from Texas. Junior, played at Texas, had some good years there. John Petty's back as well. I think this is a good team. Will they go and kill it like they did last year at times? No. And they need to find a way to win on the road because they were not good on the road last year. They were terrific at Coleman, but they were not good on the road. So I think coming back, they have a pretty good basketball team. But the SEC is unfortunately very stacked this year, and that's kind of the big problem you have. I thought it undoubtedly might have been the best conference in the country last year, and you look at this year, you have three arguably top 10 teams. I don't think Auburn's a top 10 team, but they're right there. They're top 12. Tennessee can win the national title. Kentucky is the second best team, third best team in the country. Missouri, I would have liked to have seen Blake Harris come back. I think they lack guard play. Porter's great. Puryear's great. They have some good players on the block, but I just don't know what the guard play is like there, but they'll be solid. You mentioned Alabama. Will Wade's team down at LSU. We got to look at them and be excited about that roster. You know what? They're going to be playing with heavy hearts this year. Wade Sims passes away, gets murdered. You're going to be playing with heavy hearts if you're LSU. You have to play with heavy hearts. How can you not? And, it's interesting. Someone actually asked me about this, how you approach this. And I think it as a coach, Wade is a great coach. He'll have these kids prepared and they'll grieve and they'll do all that. But after they grieve, then you play for that kid. And this actually happened several years ago down at Mercer. Bob Hoffman had to basically deal with this. A player from Mercer was killed, and it was right before the season. And they played super well that season. A kid named Jabari Bryan, and he was actually a pretty good player. He was a senior, was a big part of the team, and they played that season for him, and I believe went to the NCAA tournament that year. So you look at LSU with the talent that they have already. Tremont Waters is one of the best scorers in the country. You bring in Cavell Bigby Williams over from Oregon. That was a nice sign. You grab him. Big move there. This team should take a good step forward this year. And again, they're going to play for their fallen comrade, which, it's very sad. You hate to see stuff like that. And it was over something real stupid too. That's what's sad about it. These senseless murders by other, just young kids killing each other. You don't like someone, fight them. Every kid has a gun now. It's very sad. You really have to watch yourself. And this is one of those things where, a lot of these kids coming from bad environments, but you have your friends. These are young kids. These are 19, 20-year-old kids. You go home, you see your family. You can't move your family. You don't got enough money yet. You got to do what you got to do. People get jealous. And this goes back to people just being mean to each other. Oh, he's one-upping me. Look at him. He's doing it and I'm not. It's jealousy, man. And now a young man is dead and another man is going to jail forever because of some one dumb, stupid decision. I look back at my younger years and I'm glad I was able to get through it. Some people don't. A lot of people don't get through that. And nowadays you have to be on your fucking toes to get through this shit. Life's tough, man. There's a lot of fucking people out there that aren't happy and want to bring you down. And a lot of them are harmless. But eventually one day you just walk and meet the wrong person. We've all been in those situations. Very sad though. But, this is a tough conference. I think it's going to be tough all year. But Alabama is a team that I'm looking at and enjoy. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it, Jay. Where do I like to travel? The shore. The shore is enough for me right now. I'm going to try to definitely travel more. It's just tough. You don't have a ton of time. But I think next year I'm definitely going to try to make it a point to go over to England. I got to get a passport. That's kind of the big thing. But I'm a guy that enjoys where I'm at. So I don't mind it. Just being able to be free and to do the things I want to do is enough for me. But I would say the shore. That's kind of the place that I go to in the summer, and I'm happy there. Yeah, resend the comments, Sam. I wasn't able to see that. A lot of people throwing comments in here. I'll try to get to all of them here. Do you have any thoughts on Colorado versus Arizona State? I like this Colorado team. I really like this Colorado team. I'll tell you what. I'll break that down tomorrow on the roundtable. That's a game I think I'm going to break down. Any thoughts on the Bucks this season? Can they take the next step forward in the East? Well, look. If you ask me who my favorite player in the league is, it's Giannis. I think he's a terrific player, and I think he's a guy that could go down and be one of the greatest players to ever play this game. I think he's terrific. I like Eric Bledsoe a lot. I thought DiVincenzo, big pickup for them. He's going to be a good basketball player. Kind of that 2-3, down the road, a guy that can defend. He's going to give you all he can on offense. Brogdon, I think he's a solid 2. You look at their bigs. I think Ersan's a nice addition. Ersan's a guy that comes over, and he's always going to give you 100%. He does kind of the dirty work. You have a decent bench. I mean, Snell, Sterling Brown. I think DJ Wilson takes a step going forward. I don't love their bigs. I mean, Brook Lopez is just kind of John Henson, same thing. A step forward, I mean, they'll make the playoffs. Where would I rank them in the East? I would say they're I mean, you go what? Boston, Philly, Toronto, whatever order you want. Indiana, and then Milwaukee. I would say they're 5th. Can they win a series? Yeah, I mean, they got to try to get to that 5th seed. Play that 4 seed or something. I think they could beat a team like Indiana, but if you're the 7th seed and you're going to play Toronto or Boston, no. And if that's, I guess, would be taking a step forward. I don't think they can. I'd like to see one more player for them. I would have liked them to see, go out and get like a big, a high-level big that could play along with Giannis and Bledsoe and those kind of guys. But to answer your question, no, I don't think they will. No. Tulsa Houston's at 70. Is that a little high? Yeah, because that's you're kind of playing that number is the Tulsa team of lately, with Dane Evans and those kind of players. They're not that same team. I like KU. Yeah, I like CU also. And this team, Arizona State, can they score? That's the big question. This is good defense they're going to be playing. I would have loved to have been coached by Herm Edwards. Sure. Agree 100%. Does the bread have to be toasted on a steak? No toasted. How do you feel about public fading in college basketball? I think it has some value, Artez, especially on and this game. I think people will understand well. I think when you have, let's say on a Tuesday or Wednesday night, you have your Big 12 game. You have or SEC actually, whatever you choose. So let's say it's Kentucky heading on the road to play Mississippi State, or Kansas headed on the road to take on Baylor, something like that. Generally, obviously the better team is going to get a ton of love. But the line's always going to be 1.5 or 2. That's a stone cold dog play every time. And if you look back, if you actually go back and do the work and look at how that's worked throughout the seasons and throughout the years, it's a great play on the dog there. Because the public always backs the favorite. The line doesn't budge at all. And that home team always gets a banner win. So, yeah, that would be the time I would do it. Big man, I know you don't dabble with NHL, but great price in the Flames puck line. Okay, I'll write that down. Ian Cameron, I know, has got hockey on lock, and I believe he put some plays out on the website. Let me go take a look at what they are. And obviously I won't disclose them, but I'd like to see what they are. Ian Cameron with 2 picks. Okay, so we have a couple. Uh-oh. All right. Interesting plays. All right. So I'll keep that in mind, Skooma. Thanks. Fred Hoiberg should have stayed at Iowa State. I agree. I swear I see people posting your picks that you talk about live. Well, then they're probably not doing too good, or just my opinions. But I'll have to take a look. Let me know who they are. I'd rather see a damn player get down in the stance and defend. Learn that watching. Yeah, you got to defend. I hate people that don't defend. Thanks, Danny. We try here. We got a lot of loyal people. Loyalty's everything. Okay, Thomas, take it easy, man. Thanks, brother. Yeah, we actually talked about preseason. It's not a great card. I would probably look maybe at the Denver Nuggets if the line comes down. But you're not going to see much public action on that game until later. So that's a good game you bet like 5 minutes beforehand. I lived in Baton Rouge for 2 years. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, look what happened to Alton Sterling as well. I mean, it's a tough town down there in Louisiana. Thoughts on St. Bonaventure? I have no interest. Matt Mobley and Adams were terrific. They were very important to that team. Courtney Stockard's a nice player, but I don't see it. Um, two lives lost, two families ruined. Yep. The only people that have to deal with it are the families that won't have a father or a brother or a son. It's senseless stuff. It's totally senseless. This country's at this country's at, dealing with an epidemic right now of young men being killed. And no one seems to do much about it. I know he is. He's talking about Colorado, Arizona State. I got you. I will be, Adam. That's actually the next place I want to go. I want to do a trip of like basically I want to land in London. I want to get a car and I want to go to Arsenal. I want to try to hit as many places as I can. So maybe like this last weekend, go see a game on Saturday, then go see a championship game Tuesday or Wednesday, then go back up and see Manchester and Liverpool and try to see Flash. Kind of just go all around the country. You spend 10 days, 12 days just driving around. Go see Flash down on the South Coast. Go up to the North Coast to Newcastle and even lower into Birmingham, Wolves. See all those teams. I would love to do that. That's my bucket list item. Um, yeah, ETSU lost a lot of talent last year. That's kind of your problem. I mean, they had a good class come in though. Cubs team total over tonight. And they're not hitting right now, but this might be a good spot for them. I think the Cubs get it done. It's a tough spot for the Rockies if you really kind of look more into it. I think there's more pressure. They're tough spot for the Rockies, man. You're gonna have to play on a lot of like endurance, really, and just kind of in your head. You're not buying the travel issue. What do you mean you're not buying it? It's no doubt it's not tough. What do I think of the Spartans? I think they're a good team. I think they're quite good. But I think for them, I mean, are they good? Yeah. Are they great? No. I mean, they really fell off last year. And you lose two really good basketball players. Jackson and Bridges are really good. I think the guard play is good. I like Cassius Winston a lot. Nick King or Nick Ward needs to be as a week A type of player, a dominating type of player. If he can be that, yeah, I mean, I could see it. I don't think they win this league though. I think they're right up there, the top three. But I'm not in love with Michigan State. I wasn't last year, and it was perfectly on the money, and I'm not this year either. I don't know how talented they are. Guard plays good, but I don't know about anything else. We'll have to see. Jury's out on them. Okay, we'll stay on for about another 5-7 minutes, something like that. Um, no, I understand that. I mean, it's not difficult to travel. It's just taxing. There's a lot of travel. It's a lot of, no matter what. I mean, you're on a plane. You're going to another city. You're getting up. You're moving around. Um, do I ever go to Long Island? Sure. If I had a reason to, sure. Am I excited about the start of hockey season? No, I couldn't care less. I couldn't care if it was on tomorrow or not. I won't watch 1 minute of it. Is it better to play live or pregame college basketball or NBA? Pregame. Thanks, Casey. Yes, down the road, Melvin, for sure. Um, what's up, Michael? Sports with Scott likes the Jets at 12-1. The Winnipeg Jets. Yeah, that's sad, Michael. Very sad, Michael Smith. What else do we have here? I don't think I can handle driving on the left side of the road. Yeah, that would be tough. I'd have to get used to that. Maybe I'd have like a driver or something. Any thoughts on St. John's this year? Yeah, I mean, look, Chris Mullen needs to get going here. Okay, it's your third year. It's time to get going. Um, that I have to see. I haven't. I'm kind of waiting for all those because there's a lot of people that are still kind of waiting to see what's gonna happen. But as far as this team, I mean, yeah, I mean it's time to put up or shut up for him. I mean, Mike Jarvis had a great team there many years ago. They were New York basketball kings. It did some great things at St. John's, but yeah, they've been very down. You saw some stretches last year though where this is a good team, played good, and looked good. Shamori Pons is terrific, great player. Justin Simon comes over from Arizona. He was very good for them last year. Marvin Clark, Eli Wright comes over from Mississippi State. And then you get Heron. Heron is a Connecticut kid. He's kind of from this area. Yeah, I think St. John's on paper looks real good, but you obviously have to get him eligible. And you need some of these young kids to play well. Josh Roberts, Cada out of Philadelphia. He went to South Carolina. He comes over. They're a talented team. I think they can. I think they can be in the discussion. Um, what's up, Mahaba? Welcome in. Yeah, well, hopefully we can get it turned around, Ali. Thanks for checking in. You're New York proud. That's great. Cheers. Um, very good chicken wings. It's down by Southern, so go early. I do miss the food down there. That sounds good, man. I would like your thoughts on why the Rockies are in a bad spot. I just think it's a difficult thing to do. Go play 3 games in 3 nights. You get a pitcher on 3 days rest. You're in a different city again. You're facing a team that's very experienced in these kind of games. Um, there's just a lot of things here that are on the other side. But they are hitting right now, and they have a good bullpen. So it wouldn't surprise me if anything happens. I just think it's a tough spot for them. How much gel do you put in your hair, and what kind? Um, I put a good amount. It's called Gots to be Glued. It's in a when I was a kid, I used a lot more gel. I would do my hair every day. I would do my hair, anytime I go out somewhere like important, I do my hair. I did an IFBC. I mean, go out for a party or down the shore. I always do it, but when I'm just around my house working and doing stuff, I don't do it. I put a good amount in. I mean, it's like a glue, basically. It takes 2 washes to basically get it out of your hair. Like you have to shampoo your hair once, shampoo your hair again at the end. It's tough, but it's the price you got to do to look good, right? But yeah, I remember back like when I did it every day, I was using two tubes a week for sure. I would buy it in bulk. I'd buy it in bulk. I'd buy a big box of it at once. Like if you ever seen like Jersey Shore, Paulie D had like the big bag of gel. Like that's how I did it too. And the thing with doing your hair, it sucks is when you're doing your hair like that, you have to have the gel. You have to have the shaper, which is like the spray. You have to have a blow dryer. You have to have 2 combs. You have to have all that kind of stuff. It takes a good 20, 25 minutes to do it. So yeah, it's a long process. Am I giving a hockey picks? No. Um, thanks, Adam. Yeah, no more of that. Thoughts on Minnesota Philly Sunday? Tough game. I think the Eagles lose. Any Europe picks tomorrow? We'll see. Who do you like to win the NCAA basketball championship? I have futures in on Virginia, Gonzaga, Oregon, and Kansas so far. Will Juve clean sheet the boys? Yes, they did. 3-0. Dybala had a hat trick. What was the harder change in your weight loss? Diet or exercise? Diet's been tough. Diet's hard. Exercise, I actually like to do at this point. Like the workouts I did today, they're hard, but they make you feel good. Eating right's tough. Cutting stuff out, not eating stuff as much. So yeah, I mean that's the most difficult part of it. But I haven't drank soda in months. I've really limited white bread intake. I don't eat sweets late at night or anything anymore. I try to incorporate a lot more fruits, veggies, grains, that kind of thing. So yeah, it's tough, but I'm losing inches, which is important. I feel different. I feel better. Um, and once I kind of I'm about a month and a half into it. So I'm, as far as like, working out, like someone said earlier, you'll be really sore. Like I still get sore, but I'm starting to not get as sore as much. Like that workout today I did a lot of like that was at the end of my workout. I did some chest work where I was using like the machines. But before I did that, like every day I go in there, I do 20 minutes of elliptical. I just run for 20 minutes elliptical. And I'm at the point now where I don't get tired. Like I'm just running 20 minutes. I'm actually quite strong and quite agile for my size. And I'm able to move. Like I can do all the exercise. And then I did 12 sets, 30 seconds each, rowing on a rowing machine. Like 12 different sets, 30 seconds apiece. Which by the end of it, I mean your thighs and your hamstrings are tired. I mean, it's a great leg workout for you. And then pulling it. And I haven't really told anyone this. I actually told Donnie, but about 3 weeks, I don't know, probably 3 months ago or so, I was in my office here and I have a rolling chair and I banged my big toe on the chair. Like I banged it pretty hard, like hard. And it's hurt me. It's hurt for a while, but it just goes in and out. But now the nail is quite, it's a hangnail at this point, basically. And the toe's starting to hurt. So I need to go to the doctor and get it like drained. It actually happened to Donnie a couple weeks ago as well. He had to go do that. So that kind of hurts as well. But other than that, I feel good. And the workout is definitely taken care of. The trainer I have is really good. He's a terrific trainer. And he's a guy that can really give you results, if you buy into it. So, all right, guys, everyone have a great night. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for all the kind words, and thanks for being loyal. Thanks for always joining us here. Always enjoy talking to all of you, answering questions, having some fun. We'll be back at some point. I don't know if we'll be on tomorrow. Sometimes I'm busy. I got to do tomorrow. I have the round table. I got to do the football league show. That'll be back tomorrow with Flash. Then I got to do Premier League punters at 2. And then I got to do I have to do the 3 o'clock show. So I'm on from 10 to 11, 1 to 1:30, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. So there you go. Thanks, Isaiah. Appreciate it, bro. Glad I could help. Thanks, David. Thanks, Skooma Steve. And Neil. I dropped a 45-pound plate on my toe in high school. Yeah, it hurts though, man. Like it's just long at this point. It's not really it's hanging, but it's like bruised underneath. I just kind of got to get it clean, like get it drained. Sorry to be disgusting. All right, guys, have a great night. Thanks for checking me out. Maybe I'll do a question and answer session later with some college hoops. I always love college hoops. So everyone have a great day. Thanks a lot for checking in and all the kind words. Bye-bye.